You know, the weather condition of Nigeria right now, especially southeast, especially Abia State and Aba, is unpredictable. Today it rains. Tomorrow it looks like it's going to be a hot day, sunny. And one will be asking what is going on. Of course, it is the resultant effect of the climate change that we are experiencing. We can't even categorize which of the seasons that we are right now. While growing up, they say we have 2 seasons, unlike some other countries that have 4. Here we have the wet season, which is the raining season, and we also have the dry season. But which one are we experiencing right now? Maybe Mary will answer the question. So which of the?
We have entered the rainy season. No matter how.
Is this the rainy season?
We have. We're gradually.
One day it rains, the next day it looks like we're in the dry season.
We're gradually
for a couple of days.
It's a gradual process. It's just like during the dry season, the Harmattan. You know that. It was also like that. There are days that the Harmattan will be on the high side, and then there are days that you will not even feel it, and you'll be like, who took the Harmattan? Where did he go to? So it's just coming and going very soon.
So you, it's raining season.
It's raining season.
But I think we're in between. Anyways, on that note, we welcome you. It's another edition of the show Issues and Views right here. We're streaming live on our Facebook page. We're also live on the YouTube page today, so you can check us out. You can listen live on the mobile app Enyimba Radio if you're using an Android device. All right, join the conversation there. On the Facebook page is facebook.com/Enyimba943FM. YouTube is youtube.com/Enyimba TV. All right. Enyimba TV is also live with its content that is different from what we have on the radio. Glad that you can join us. You can also make use of the comment section under the live stream, or better, so you make use of the comment section under the topics that we've listed there. WhatsApp is up and running, 0809-666-0943. Issues and Views on Enyimba 94.3 FM Thursday edition. My name is Michael Oni.
And I am Mary Hejirika.
Basket full of hot potatoes we've got for you. We have the stories already lined up this morning. Very interesting stories. You will get to hear directly from the former governor of Abia State this morning, Dr. Okezekwazu. Of course, it's been back and forth on some of the decisions he took when he was the governor of Abia State for 8 years. And you know what happened, especially the airport. The present administration is saying that 10 billion naira is missing. But former governor Okezekwazu this morning, from the voice note we will play, explained how that 10 billion naira was used. And he said he diverted it for some roads, like Fox Road. Anyways, he forgot that he changed the name of Fox Road to Samu Bakwe Road when he was the governor. Like other roads, you'll get to hear that this morning. All right, fantastic. I'm glad you could join us. So, the other stories that we've got for you this morning: federal government inaugurating 3 critical gas projects in Delta and Imo State. We will look at that, the implication, what it means. And the labor unions walk out of minimum wage negotiations. The blasting federal government saying, how can you propose 48,000 naira? And I must say, federal government is very good with negotiation, bringing it from 15,000 naira to 48,000, reminds me of our mothers back in the day. I'm not sure we have ladies like that today that have strong negotiating power.
When they go to
give
the
them 5,000 naira, go and price things above the limit of the limit of the man that provided the money. But back in the day, you buy fish, you tell our mothers, they say the fish is 15 naira. I say, Abba, let me give you 5 naira. The woman will look at the end of the day, you buy it 4 naira. I must commend federal government for that. The former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is also faulting federal government's move to borrow from pension funds for infrastructural development. And the debate on local government autonomy was on the fore yesterday in the National Assembly, Senate to be precise, and asking President Tinubu to start advocacy for full local government autonomy. Resignation galore. 5 commissioners resigned yesterday in Rivers State. Of course, they are loyal to Nyesom Wike. They once resigned, and now they are resigning again. That's interesting. We've got the lineup, very interesting lineup for you this morning. Join the conversation. Comments are already pouring in. Charles Oyando, we can see you. Kevin Felix, Gabriel Luluata is responding to the start of this morning. Say it's not really clear if we are in rainy or dry season. The climate change has dealt with us. Yes, you know those that are even pity, they are the farmers, because they watch the weather to plan. Sometimes there are some crops that they plant during this dry season, and there are some that they plant during the rainy season. But right now they are in between. They don't even know how to go forward or not. Kalu Ezichi saying that just because of this small rain, Mary decided to wear suit. Mary doesn't like cold weather. I must tell you, severally she tells me to put off the AC in the studio because she can't cope. Is this how you will behave when I finally take you out of the country?
The very fact that you mentioned that you're the one who will take me out of the country is really funny.
Okay.
Like funny to me, really, so Michael.
Looking down on an Ekiti man. All right. Let's look at the stories and begin the conversation as usual. We're beginning from Abia State. So much around the airport project, and some persons are saying the airport is missing. Not some persons. The governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, is saying that we cannot see the airport. We're looking for the airport. While the former governor is saying that I changed my mind on the issue of airport. It was decided during the State Executive Council meeting, and I channeled the money into road construction, which are saying, in fact, let's take a listen to him. So this is the very first time he will be speaking exclusively on this issue. Directly, rather, it has always been his spokesperson, Onyebuchi Manka, or those that served under him in the past administration. Just pay attention to this, where he denied the allegation of diversion of fund into 32 accounts, but said those accounts belong to the contractors who were paid from the 10 billion naira for road construction projects after the suspension of that project. Let's take a listen to the former governor speak.
To suspend the airport project. So today, when the people talk about money for airport or whatever, I think they are questioning my decision to change my mind, and I have right at that time as governor to say I don't want this airport now, because if you land at the airport, where are you going to? You can't go to Ariare. So I had to, agree with the status quo at that time for us to finish some of this road. I'm happy that today I finished Ezuku Road from that fund. I finished Fox Road from that fund. Ongwa Road is okay. Osusu Road is okay. So today you can connect area through Osusu Road to Ezuku Market and connect Ezuku Market to Ongwa Road Market. So I succeeded in interconnecting all the markets courtesy of that fund which we were supposed to, as it were, deploy for airport. And thank God we took that decision, because if we had gone ahead with that, 10 billion wouldn't have done an airport anyway. And that airport, I know about some airports right now that were commissioned that are yet to receive aeroplane. So why would I tie down 10 billion naira for nothing? So I assure you, no dime of that money was diverted. So
there you have it. No dime of that money was diverted, according to the former governor of Abia State, Dr. Okeze Pazu.
I love the very fact that, should I say I love, well, at the end of the day, he didn't just mention about Abia State, he still took a swipe on some other states. If you listen carefully, you would actually know he took a swipe.
If you want to come after me or insult me, just go directly.
Oh no!
Stop cutting corners.
I did not cut.
Some other states like.
I'm just quoting what the former governor. He said he knows of some states that they have not been able to. I don't know why you are shooting yourself in the leg. The one that is mentioning Ekiti State, I did not come out.
Did I mention Ekiti State?
It's your state now.
I didn't say. You see,
but you're from Ekiti.
Yes, fine. But
anyway, what he said. This is him coming out to clear the air in all of this. Since we've been talking about it, he hasn't really come out to say something. It's been maybe people that worked under him and all that. So I love the very fact that at the end of the day he's come out to say something. And like we talked about this, I think it was on Tuesday or Monday, and we said that the whole document that the people were asking the governor to release has been released and handed over to the EFCC. So it now behoves on the EFCC to do their due diligence and cross-check the contracts. He mentioned roads, but at least we also need to know the people that we awarded the contract, how much the contracts were worth. It's not just enough to mention the roads. We need to know. It's even one of the things that organized labor are battling the government with. When you bring out something, you need to break it down in a way that people would understand it, not just to say, oh, I use it to connect this market to this market. You have to be specific. We like transparency in governance, and you need to be specific. Okay, when I did also, so this was because we're talking about 10 billion naira. How much did you spend in Ososo? How much did you spend on Fox Road? How much did you spend on Ongwa Road? These are some of the things that would actually, for me, if you are trying to exonerate and try to be as transparent as you can, you need to mention the names of the companies that you awarded some of these projects to, and how much some of these projects was when you did it.
Public
okay, well, if it is, that's a good way to go about it. So at the end of the day, if you're able to do that and you're able to say states accordingly, like this was how it went, well, then the money was, let's say it was used. I wouldn't want to say whether, I don't know if it was, well, the money was used for other projects other than according to the former governor.
This issue will not end here. I'm glad he spoke, but it's a big lesson to do even those that are in government now, that questions will be asked. Do not be carried away by the claps, the cheers, the applauses of your supporters, because questions will be asked. How did you get here? How did you make use of this particular fund? We're talking about the common patrimony of Abians, and that is why it is very important. Now that's one. Two, so much is being said about transparency in governance and how much was spent. I would like a situation where this document is publicized, giving more, because I've seen the document. These are the contractors and the likes. Beyond the contractors, let EFCC also do their diligence to ensure that it's really got to those contractors. But what is going on right now is even beyond the airport thing. It was the airport that was the foundation to other things that were revealed in that forensic audit, and there are so many questions that are left unanswered, especially as far as that forensic audit is concerned. The issue of a contract contract awarded not following due process, the conflict of interest. And some contractors that do not have the knowledge of the contract, and yet they were awarded. It means they were not qualified. So these are some of the questions that are being asked. Then to the present administration, they should also learn a lesson from this, because there is something that they do that is not it is not unprecedented, but that may open up questions later. Remember when Port Harcourt Road was awarded right here in Aba, the amount was fixed. The amount that that road was awarded was made known to the public, that it was 30 billion. But subsequently, other roads have been awarded in the state, and anytime the governor and officials are inaugurating, flagging off rather, such road construction, the money involved is not mentioned. although we've asked question and could say, hey, you guys should use the Freedom of Information Act to call out anything you want to. But it is very important, even when federal government approves, you know what happens? They also mention this is a 6.6 billion naira road that is going to cover this so kilometer.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is about transparency in governance. You know where I'm getting to? Fox Road.
Yeah.
The amount of money that was spent on Fox Road, that was what led to some persons in the media and some critics of the former administration saying Fox Road is the most expensive road in the world.
Yeah.
And you're asking, what was done on that road? Can it justify the amount of money that was spent? You understand? So questions will be asked. Those in government should learn a lesson from what Governor Roke Ezekwazu is passing through right now. And I believe he's also learning a lesson from it. If at all he's going to have maybe an appointment later, or he will find himself in public office again, or probably he may decide to contest again to become a senator after trying. So lessons is what we should look at. Then let's look at the area of common patrimony of Abians. EFCC should do their diligence. If truly the money was converted into road construction, let us know. Invite those that are involved. Follow the money.
That's what we are after.
Into Mary's house.
I don't what?
All right, so great. Anyways, former governor did not try. Just throw me swipe. Some states they have airport and the airport.
But
what about Ebonyi State Airport? He didn't mention any state. What is he was referring to?
That's what I'm saying. You are the one that shot yourself in the leg. He said some states.
I didn't mention my state
personally and said, if I want to talk to you, I should talk to you. I should not cut the corners. You see how you expose yourself that your state is one of the states that he didn't mention.
That's fine. It's okay. I know my enemies. And my enemies know me. Well, let's talk about what happened yesterday. Federal government, of course, inaugurating 3 critical gas infrastructure projects executed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, the Seplat Energy. The Seplat Energy is a private company, and other partners, the one other company in Ohadi Egbema, that's in Imo State, and Kwale in Delta State. The president assured citizens that his administration is stepping up its coordination of other landmark projects and initiative. One will be asking, why is this very important to make up our lineup this morning on Issues and Views? So no, we've talked about the power challenges in Nigeria and the need for additional gas. We need to add to the gas that we have in the country so that we can tackle the power challenges that we have in the country. This is a good news, I must say, Mary.
Yes, it is. When I saw it earlier today, and I was like, it's way to go, because we've been complaining a whole lot about the hike in petrol, and we've talked about the issue of power, and yesterday when we talked about power, no, it was 2 days ago we talked about power. We looked at gas, the supply of gas, and other things mitigating against it. So it's way to go. It's a good project, and I just wish that with the same energy and attention that was given to this would actually be turned towards some of our refineries. This is good. I'm not against it. It's a welcome development, but it's looking to me as if nobody is talking about our refineries. Last year it was talked about that we're going to have one of them up and running by December last year, and by January it was talked about Rivers, the one in Port Harcourt. I think it was the mechanical aspect of it that we're told that was ready, but after that nothing much has been said about some of these refineries. So I'm just hoping that the same energy and time and everything that was put into this would also be put into looking into our refineries. It wouldn't be a bad idea if we have this and then we also have functioning refineries in the country. It would also help. It will help because the president says he wants us not to solely, he's trying to bring us up as a country not to solely depend on diesel, on petrol and all that. But if we have some of these things being refined in the country, the cost of it would actually crash, and it would also help the poor masses. So I just want the same energy and time put into this to also for the federal government to beam their light towards our refineries.
We need to understand something, that Nigeria is migrating from burning fuel, just like some developed countries, into using gas. Don't forget that very soon we will be seeing gas conversion plants in the country. CNG buses are already being procured, and some cars are already using CNG in Nigeria, but we don't have enough. It's like when you have a lot of petrol cars and there are no filling stations
for them.
We even have gas shortages. In 2020, in January this year, that was early January, when the nation fell into nationwide blackout, it was due to gas shortage. Yesterday, during my analysis, I also mentioned how gas shortage is affecting power supply in the country, which is hovering around 4,000 megawatts. Most of the turbines rather are powered by gas, and we even have, despite sitting on large gas reserve. In case you do not know, Imo State that is close to us, has the largest gas reserve in West Africa, if not Africa, in case you do not know. And that is, I believe, that is the reason for citing that project. You know why this project may work? Because it is a public-private partnership initiative. Seplat Energy is a private company, and one other company is involved. Then NNPC is also involved in it. And the one that was 300 million standard cubic feet of gas was inaugurated by the president in Imo State yesterday, which is, I think, the biggest in this area. The one that was in Kwale, in Delta State, was 200 million cubic feet. And don't forget, former President Buhari declared that Ohadi Egbema area as a free trade zone because of the gas reserve they have there. This is a good news for Nigerians, and this is what we were expecting from this government. So as to reduce, we have a gas deficit in the country. You know, they also commissioned a pipe that was laid from the Ohadi Egbema to Bonny and to other places. Gas plants are springing up in that area, you know. So the possibility of industries, most of these industries will soon migrate from using diesel and petrol to power their companies, to using gas. And there is reason for gas plants everywhere. If there are gas plants but they don't have gas, where will you get it? So it's a good one. It is going to open the gas ecosystem, I must say, and a welcome development, I must say. We need to go for a break, but before we go for a break, let's discuss about workers. I think this is the biggest story for today, Mary.
Yeah, it's on all the dailies.
Yes, it will definitely make headline. In most of the dailies picked the story. Labor unions comprising NLC and the Trade Union Congress, they staged a walkout. The ongoing minimum wage negotiations, they were angered by the 48,000 naira proposal by the federal government as the new minimum wage. Joe Ajero spoke. You're going to hear from him this morning on the show, and maintained that government is not serious about negotiating with labor, and maintained that the government have till the end of this month to arrive at a decision, and that the labor will take a decision at the expiration of this ultimatum. And they said, why will you be giving us 48,000 naira? Who does that? They got angry. Yeah.
The government's proposal of a paltry 48,000 naira as the minimum wage does not only insult the sensibilities of Nigerian workers, but also falls significantly short of meeting our needs and aspirations. In contrast, organized private sector proposed an initial offer of 54,000. Though it is worth noting that even the least paid workers in the private sectors receive 78,000 naira.
There you have it.
When I saw this story earlier today, yesterday, I felt a type of way, because to me, I totally agree with what Ajero said, and even his TUC counterpart Osifo, what he said, because for me it looks as if the federal government they were not prepared, and that's what Osifo said. They were not prepared before coming to the negotiation table. How on earth are you going to offer 48,000 naira as minimum wage with the economic reality that we are facing in this country? And I love the very fact that Osifo says something. He said they asked the federal government to break it down. He said failure to back the 48,000 naira proposal up with data shows unpreparedness on the part of the government, which was why the union leaders walked out of them. This is according to Osifo, because when they brought 615,000 naira as minimum wage, they broke it down to the federal government. This is how we came up with 615,000 naira. So if you're going to bring 48,000 naira to them, break it down. And there was something Osifo said that actually caught my attention. As at the time the government was paying 2011, when they were paying 18,000 as minimum wage, a bag of that money could have gotten you 2 bags of rice. When they were paying 30,000 naira that year, when they proposed it, that money could have gotten you a bag and half of rice. And now that they are proposing 48,000 naira, this money can't even get you a full bag of rice in the country right now. So it's as if the federal government they are not in touch with reality, and that is saddening. That means you don't even know the plight and what people are going through. For you to bring 48,000 naira on the table as minimum wage, it means you have no idea what people are going through. It means you're not in touch with the plight of the people and the reality and the quagmire that people are actually facing in this country. And it saddens me, it pains me, because this was the least I expected from the federal government. Let's look at it. Edo State just increased their workers' wage, took it up to 70,000 naira. If a state in the country is even thinking about or has proposed or is even paying their workers 70,000 naira, how come the federal government is now bringing 48,000 naira as minimum wage? No, I don't know. I'm not a member of the organized labor, so it doesn't look as if I'm speaking to them, but I'm speaking.
You're a member of the organized labor.
I'm under private, but what I'm saying
it's
is
organized private sector. It's also
yes,
under organized labor. Yeah. It's like the umbrella name for NUC, TUC, and other affiliate unions.
Yes. Well, no, what I'm saying is, let it not look as if I'm just, I'm seeking for probably Joe Ajero or Osifo, but this is quite unacceptable. As far as I'm concerned, you don't bring 48,000 naira on the table as are they even aware? Are they aware of what Edo states are paying right now, what they propose to pay? Because it's as if they are not in touch with exactly what is happening in the country. And that is quite sad.
Mary, I remember the last time we did this analysis and we suggested what the federal government might bring on the table. You remember what I said? I said 50,000. You remember? I said 50,000.
They did not disappoint.
It is based on what has happened in the past, and you can also project the future. And you're blaming federal government. They only pledge to the caprices of what the labor is also doing. How will you present 615,000? They are both jokers. I'm sorry. This is a drama that has been happening for donkey years. You're walking in and walking out every time. It is the same story. Labor is not serious. Federal government is not serious. There is a game going on between federal government and labor that they understand. Because if there is no drama, no game between them, they won't work out at the detriment of other states that are waiting for them to fix a minimum wage. Can we get this done and move over? We want to set minimum wage of what workers will be collecting. How many weeks did it take National Assembly to approve those cars? Sometimes we need to get serious. This thing has been going on for long. Do you know when they removed fuel subsidy? Since last year? And now we're still talking about minimum wage now, something that they should have done. In January, when the 37-man tripartite committee was put together and the vice president represented president in that gathering, he said they should be done with this as soon as possible because Nigerians are hungry. The disposition of the labor guys, it is not even showing that Nigerians are hungry. That the labor, the guys that they are fighting for, they are hungry. What are they working out for? Organized private sector, they pleaded with them that they should return to the negotiating table. The action to work out, even when negotiation has not started within their right, is unfortunate. Now that you are working out on them because if they present 48,000 naira, you raise it up, saying they are not serious. Is that going to solve the issue? Inflation is there. It is staring on us on the face. So they should really get it right and get serious, because right now the person at KEDA level what now level 1 grade 1 that is collecting 30,000 naira will not listen to this thing you are telling him that Ajero worked out. Let us use statistics to back this up, Mary. According to National Bureau of Statistics, that's the federal government agency, the cost of healthy diet, as it represents the minimum cost required to get a balanced diet in this country, is around 982 naira. That's to get a balanced diet. If you zoom across the data that I'm sharing with you was released in March this year, to tell you that it has even gone up. Ekiti has the highest cost, 1,330 naira, followed by Lagos State, 1,249 naira, followed by Abia, 1,215 naira. Let us use Abia to do the calculation. Like, to get a balanced diet right now, the cost is 1,215 naira. Multiply it by 3 times a day. Now multiply it by 30 days. How much will it give you? And right now we're still talking about 30 for 48, 30k. For how many months? They need to get serious. Even if the labor leaders are not well fed, they will not be doing this. Both the labor leaders and those, they are well fed. I doubt that they are even feeling the pitch of what Nigerians are going through right now. And I have said this before, Mary, we should not be talking about figures. We should be looking at the value. The disparity is even wide. And that is what is creating the disparity between the governed and the government. Those that are being governed they are becoming thinner and thinner every day. If Ajero is not well fed, he will not work out. And others that are sitting on that panel. So I blame them, and I blame the federal government. The blame game, they should stop this thing. The game is staying too long, and it's annoying.
I'm not really sure right now if I'm going to blame organized labor, being that
you don't need to. You already don't need to. You don't need to blame.
You know the reason I'm saying this is 2 wrongs cannot make a right. That's number one. Number two, from all indication, it looks like the federal government are not in touch with reality. Yes, fine and good that organized labor, they are coming up with 615,000 as minimum wage, but for them to have come to the table for negotiation means that they are ready to even negotiate that amount. That's what it means. That's why they came to the table. They insisted that this is what we are.
You already stated your point, Mary. You know, I'm not arguing with you. I'm always saying that the both of them should get things done. They should get this thing done. We've been doing back and forth.
I think the federal government should just get this thing done once and for all. Let them come up with something.
We'll take a break now. When we return, we will continue the conversation. Stay tuned.
John Praise, Femi Odubonojo, Reverend George Izunwa, Oboso Ejindo, Sam Ihanacho, Basil Ibe, Vincent Paul, Dennis Promise, Joe Omokwe, and other seasoned men of God are coming together with Pat and Godi Okafor to walk you beyond borders at Glory Summit 2024 20th edition from 19th to 26th May 2024. Monday to Friday, School of Ministry, time 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Miracle Rally, 5 p.m. daily. Sundays, 8 a.m. Launch of Go Music, Sunday, 19th May 2024. Bishopric Enthronement and Ordination, Sunday, 26th May 2024. Glory Summit 20th Anniversary Celebrations, Tuesday, 28th May 2024. At Glorious Life Gospel Center, 2 Alex Onyado Close, off Ikotemene Road, River Layout, Abba. Ministering in music, Chinyere Udoma, King Solomon, Andy Abai. I'm Alive. Build locally, think globally.
And now, issues and views.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thursday edition of the show, Issues and Views. We're moving on now. Don't forget, drop comments for us on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Enyimba 943FM. Also, make use of the topics that we've listed. Or better still, you make use of the live stream on the Facebook page. Or better still, you make use of the WhatsApp platform. The WhatsApp line is 0809 666 0943. 0809 666 0943. That's the WhatsApp number. And YouTube, we're streaming on YouTube. For those watching, we can see you. All right, drop your comments and make use of the YouTube page, and let's talk. All right, youtube.com/Enyimba Enyimba TV, rather. That's Enyimba TV on YouTube. Okay, let's move on, continue the conversation. Yesterday, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar tweeted and is asking federal government to ditch that plan to access the country's pension contributors' money and other related funds to develop critical infrastructures. Besides the pension funds, the government is also looking to draw from the life insurance and other funds from the investment industry to a tune of 20 trillion naira. Of course, the initiative to explore the savings of Nigerian workers and senior citizens who live off them in retirement is not sitting well with Atiku Abubakar. He said, "Hey, government, why will you be tapping into pension funds for critical infrastructure?" Don't forget that on Tuesday, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edu, told a press conference that a pool of cash will help provide housing and long-term mortgages of over 25-year tenure. And we also have some critical infrastructures that we need to also finance. So federal government might be looking at drawing from the pension fund. Mary.
Well, anyway, I think I understand where the former vice president is coming from, because according to what he said that Wale Edun did not provide useful details such as the percentage of the funds to be mopped off from the pension funds, and he mentioned that if such a thing was to happen, the federal government must not act contrary to the provision of the Extant Regulation on Investment Limit, to which pension funds can invest no more than 5% of total pension funds assets in infrastructure investment. So I think we need more clarification from Wale Edun, as to the percentage, and I'm not against
the percentage of what?
The fund that they want to actually pick from the pension funds. Like, you're supposed to take no more than 5%. So there is still no clarification. It wasn't as clear as to how many percentage of the money, in view. It wasn't really clear. I think that's where Atiku is actually coming from. He's not specific, is not clear on it, and then he talked about the very fact that these are retirees' money. At the end of the day, people are suffering. You're going to touch their money, the investment, how to recoup it, and other things that he mentioned, which I think needs to be looked into. I'm really not against, but this for infrastructure, in order to attract investors. Is it really the infrastructural development that would actually attract investors? Because if my memory serves me right, earlier this year we had lots of companies leaving the country because of different reasons, and I'm not sure. I'm not in tune. I don't really think infrastructure is like the major reasons why most of these companies left Nigeria. I'm not sure it's as a result of infrastructural development. I'm not sure that's why they left the country. So if you want to do infrastructural development in order to attract investors, I think it's something you really need to look into. Is it really the problem? Is that why we don't have investors in the country? There are some other things you need to look at as to why we are not having investors in the country, and why the ones we even have are even leaving the country. So these are some of the issues that, for me, I think needs to be looked into before you can tap into that and say we want to do this in order to bring investors into the country, if that is exactly what they are looking at. So I think I'm on the side of the former vice president on what he's saying about the government, tapping into this. They need to take a second look at it very well and see if it is something that is viable at the end of the day.
All right. This pension contributory fund, that's what it is called, is meant for, it's like a retirement. It is a retirement plan.
Yes.
for our pensioners. And it's funny that this government, I mean, Tinubu-led administration, is looking for funds everywhere. You know, whereas the problem of federal government is that we are very bad in managing funds. Previous funds have been mismanaged, loans mismanaged, with evidence. You know, and this pension fund was like is like a life saving. They are also going to look at life insurance to tap into it. Will they be able to even pay back?
That's the thing.
They should not touch it. You know, that is the way the Tinubu administration is looking for money. Is obvious. It is glaring to the public, to the point that cyber levy fund, we are taxing and overtaxing. When the purchasing power of the people, the masses, are even dwindling. That's because they need money. But what is the solution? The solution is that leave pension funds. Because at the end of the day, we now start owing pensioners. You know how they made up that money? Part of their salary was taken. Then part of the federal government will now balance it. So that is what they call contributory pension. That is how they come about contributory pension scheme. We need to block leakages. We have a lot of leakages. We have to reduce the cost of governance. We are wasteful in Nigeria. It was yesterday that Vice President was speaking at one occasion, and he said that federal government subsidized 2024 Hajj with 90 billion. 2024 Hajj with 90 billion naira.
That's huge.
You see the way we think in the country that is meant to be neutral when it comes to religion. It's not about, I'm not attacking any religion. Some states down south where the states are Christian dominated states, they also subsidized pilgrimage to Jerusalem. These are facts, and that's the way we reason in Nigeria. We have more churches than industries. We are religiously built. That's even another. I'm already digressing. That's another side. But on the side of government, there are so many leakages. They are looking for funds everywhere. 2 days ago, it was the Minister of Aviation that was discussing what went down during the Federal Executive Council meeting, that they used 2 days. That VIPs must pay e-toll, toll gate. Even the president said that he must pay. He will pay.
The vice president as well.
The vice president. And I ask, should we start clapping because is it going to come from his pocket?
Exactly.
These are not the conversations we should have during the Federal Executive Council meeting. You know, it's a good one. I know we're losing billions. That's because we need money from all sides. And this is just the beginning. I'm predicting that there are more taxes coming on Nigerians. More taxes we will pay. You see, freight forwarders now, those people, the clearing agents, they are complaining for 2 weeks. They said the server of Nigeria Customs Service is down. They can't clear their goods at Lagos port, which is the major seaport in Nigeria, to clear, and they are incurring demurrage. These are the things we need to look at. Do you know how much they are paying every day for a 40-foot container? That's about 62,000 naira for about 2 weeks. Multiply it. They are incurring debt. They are incurring demurrage, which is not their fault. It is the fault of the federal government. So we need to really get serious. We are now looking at borrowing from our old papa and old mama to finance critical infrastructure. Which critical infrastructure? Look at the Lagos Calabar coastal distance. Is it even necessary?
Exactly at this point
in time. That's another critical infrastructure. And they've started work on it.
Which is going to go
to tell you that plan is not well thought out. Telecommunication companies are even complaining that it is going to affect the buried cables and it will disrupt telecommunication service in Nigeria. I'm sure you must have noticed that we've had poor network across board in a few days. These are plans that should be well thought out, not because you want to embark on one critical project. You start demolishing buildings and the likes. Which critical infrastructure? Cut cost of governance, plug leakages. The other day we were discussing about how presidential yacht was part of. And I asked myself, how did we even get here? You know.
Do you remember one of the stories we took about? I'm trying to look for that story. I think was it custom or was it trying to remember which agency that was directed? Is it by the Senate now to rave in a particular amount of money by the end of 2024? And that raking in the amount of money is going to tell on Nigerians because that is high taxation. That means however you want to get the money, make sure you tax the people and you get the money. And in all honesty, this wasn't really what I expected from this present administration. I was looking at we are already.
It wasn't what you expected. I expected it.
No, it wasn't.
If you look at the antecedent,
yes, I know.
The present president did when he was in Lagos. You should be able to predict what will happen.
No, what I mean is with the way Nigerians were already suffering, what we were going through from the past administration. Let's talk about the Naira scarcity crunch that we suffered earlier last year. With everything happening in the country, Nigerians were looking for someone that would come in and make it a whole lot easier for us. That's the angle I'm coming from. Not is as if the burden is becoming more rather than it becoming less. That's the angle I'm looking at it, right now. It's as if as the day goes by, we have more issues to talk about and the burden keeps weighing on Nigerians rather than it being lifted off of our shoulders.
All right, we are trying the lines open, but not without telling you what happened in Rivers State yesterday. Where a fresh wave of resignations hit the Rivers State government headed by Governor Fubara. 5 more commissioners loyal to the Minister of FCT, and Wike, resigned. Of course, those 5 persons were among the commissioners who first resigned from the governor's cabinet last December in the wake of the political crisis, but they were readmitted to Fubara's cabinet following President Tinubu's intervention. 0809 666 0943 or 0708 000 0918. Also, reach out to us on Facebook, facebook.com/Enyimba 943 FM. Make use of the WhatsApp platform too. We have 2 threads on Facebook, by the way. Let's see if this will connect. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Michael Onyamere.
You're welcome, Mazi.
Yeah, this one I'm reporting from Aba, Holy Land of Blessed Land of Biafra, Land of Rising Sun.
All right.
Yeah, I want to quickly talk about the 48,000 naira minimum wage that has been proposed by federal government. Sometimes I ask myself, did this federal government have a conscience? How can you propose 48,000 naira minimum wage in a time like this? Why the inflation rate are rising over 40%? In a situation whereby a civil servant who is on level 1 are among those people using the battery electricity, you know that 48,000 would not be enough for him or her to pay for electricity bill, and you are proposing a 48,000. 48,000 naira will not feed a family of 3 in a week. It's quite unfortunate. They should look for another way to cut the cost of government and pay those civil servants a living wage. That's what I'm saying. On the issue of article, kicking against the money which they want to use they want to pay the from pension, what does it called? The pension reserve to build infrastructure. I concur with him because it is somebody who is living that we go on infrastructure, and that's what was made to pay pension for our elderly citizens. They should not tamper with that money. They should look for another way to realize a source to do any infrastructure they want to do. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mary Man.
Good morning to you, Mazi Okafo.
I want to talk about Fubara and the commissioner who resigned from his office. In fact, let that man thank God. I never hear this type of governance in Nigeria. Because the commissioner resigned, and again resign again. Let the man use this time and take his own people to be loyal to him. Let him use the talk. Forget about wink every time, wink. This one resign. They come back, they take it back. Why? And now, let him stand as a governor, as one of Rivers State, do whatever he wants to do. nobody will kill him. Why we can do the frustrate him like that? It's not good, please.
All right.
That's what I want to talk about.
Thank you. Thank you, Mazi, for sharing your thoughts with us. 0708 0000918 or 0809 666 0943. Those are the numbers for you to participate. Make use of the voice note feature on the WhatsApp platform to also share your thoughts this morning. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, you're live, you're connected. Hello. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good morning to you.
Very good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Evangelist.
Yeah, it's laughable what is going on between NLC and the federal government. It's very, very laughable. The NLC earlier on, they are not serious. That was why these people are just handling them this way. What will 48,000 naira do? What will they do? Is it for transportation or for what? I can't understand. They should come up with something reasonable. And they're telling us they are feeling our pain. Which area are you feeling our pain? Is it on the area of subsidy removal, increasing of VAT, increasing of interest rate, increasing of tariff? Which area are you feeling? Where are you feeling us? They are not serious. They are not showing sensitivity on the area of what the masses are passing through. They are not at all. They should be serious for what? On the pension front. I wonder, look at the way this man is looking for money here and there. Every looks are chronic. Money. But what is he going to use this money to do? We have not seen any tangible thing. As long as the citizenry are being...
Hello, Evangelist. Are you there? Nice. And the network knocked you off. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us there. 0708 000 0918 or 0809 666 0943. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike and I salute you.
Good morning to you.
This Ferguson from Fox Road.
All right, Mr. Ferguson.
I must tell you that OKZ Ipazo is actually drowning. I laughed myself to scorn when I heard him telling the people of Abia that he used 10 billion naira to with this amount of money. If he had used that money to pay pensioners their gratuity and the pensions, we would have actually been sympathizing with him this morning. Look, let me tell you one nasty story. Last week Friday, Abba Abraham was on one of the radio stations, and he told us that a large amount of money flew mistakenly into his account, and he alerted and shouted. And somebody asked him to return it, and he said no, blah, blah, blah. That was the way they shot this money. And there is no way they wouldn't return this money up to the last copper. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Do appreciate it. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Enyimba from Enyimba.
All right.
You see, what we must have in mind is that someone who really knows that his entire household are very hungry will not go and buy golden shoe of millions. Moreover, let me not call Tinubu. The government don't even know what Nigerians are going through. Look at what is going on in Nigeria. International communities are seeing Nigerians and look at what they are doing. You can tell me now that a budget of executive cars for the legislators, 160 million, meaning that is having people attacked. Look at the streets now to Saudi Arabia for only prayer, telling them 90 billion. Is it not laughable? Do you think that this man knows what you are going through? He told Nigerians categorically that he's coming to, this is his own turn to come and cut his own national debt. And secondly,
He says that he's coming to start where you are. He did this, have this done anything this for Nigeria? So this is the thing. Let us just have hope in Jehovah. Call Jehovah to take us out of this, because we are under peace. Nigerians, though I'm not on that. Nigerians, those people that hope on them, I don't know where they end up their hope.
No. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you. 0708 000 0918. Let's take some messages on the WhatsApp platform. Yes, sir.
The youngest landlady in time, beautiful Mary May. Good morning. To America, good morning. This is Obika Steve Dawkins here from Germany. It's very funny. Those Fubaras and appointees who resigned because of their loyalty to Wike. So sometimes I just don't understand them. Some people need their heads to be examined. God forbid, what if, let's say Wike is paying them now because he has a financial muscle. What if something happens to Wike today? Somebody will just lose his source of livelihood because of his loyalty to one emperor. It's very funny. On the issue of minimum wage, honestly, I pity workers in Nigeria. You know, here in Germany, minimum wage per hour is €12.41. Convert that money to naira, it's over 15,000 naira per hour. So unfortunate.
Yeah, thank you. Our friend from Germany. That is why we have a lot of Nigerians trying to leave the country, of course, for better life outside. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to Mary.
Good morning to you.
Okay, yeah, this is Carlo from Abba.
All right.
I really want to talk about this pension issue. You know, it is pension contribution. It's not just federal workers that we're talking about. We're also talking about private sector. And this issue is not just about retirees that are already retired. It also includes those intending to retire within the year or within the next 5 years. Now, if you want to go and dabble into that fund, my brother, that's crisis. I'm waiting up. Because at the end of the day, these pension companies will not be able to pay those that are retired and those that are about to retire. They are gratuitous. Imagine you retiring and you go to your pension company and they tell you go, the federal government is yet to pay us the money they borrowed from us. How would you feel? Already the cost of fuel is on the high side, the cost of transportation is so high, cost of food is so high, and at the end of the day, you don't have money to even pay, to even transport yourself to the market. That's crazy. So I'm so worried for Nigeria too. If you're not talking about, okay, say you mentioned something that Nigeria government has that nasty habit of mismanagement. How can we be talking about we paid 90 billion naira for people to go on Hajj? Either way, whether Christians or Muslims, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Well, I believe one thing is certain. Soon Nigeria will come for good.
All right.
I pray for that, please.
Amen. Thank you.
Very much.
Do appreciate you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Michael and Mary. How are you this morning?
We're good. Good morning.
Thank you very much. For a long time I'm not around.
Yes, Pastor Oche John.
Yes. And now I'm around again. I keep hearing the same news as before. This is very much laughable. For federal government to say a proposed 45,000 naira minimum wage.
48.
What is asking? I'm asking, during the time of Sheikh Shagari, 1979 to 83, and he re-elected, before Buhari overthrew him. Nigerian naira is about 1 naira, $2.50. Our workers are receiving some 50 naira, some 100 naira, as the case may be then. If they are making this proposal, that's what they are suggesting. If they can compare what they are paying to dollar and compare to the past time to check if they are forcing the citizens to crime, forcing them to Yahoo. That's why if you go to some government offices to register a land, to do one thing or the other, you will have double account, if not triple. You pay for one for government, one for this person, one for the other person. Please, federal government of Nigeria, show us love, show us pity, and we must be obedient in your leadership. God bless you.
Thank you. Bless you too, Pastor Uche John from Ariaria. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your voice is low.
Good morning. It's Andy from Sakot over here.
All right. You're welcome.
Yes. We're looking at what is going on. Kuka is that hardship. You went to the president and said that hardship is killing
we didn't talk about Kuka this morning, ND.
When Tinubu take over from
we didn't talk about Kuka this morning, all right? We know Bishop Kuka visited President Tinubu, but it was not in our lineup. Thank you. Hello, good morning to you. Mazi. Hi, Chief. Good morning. Yes, sir.
Good morning. Tutoma.
This is our High Chief.
You're welcome, High Chief.
And this one is calling from Jubilee.
All right.
You see, Michael and Henry, we are not around. Mary did so very well.
Yes. I have compensated her very well too.
Okay, I'm fine.
Yes.
Yes, he has.
Well, you see, why they are rushing the Calabar Express E-road? Because the contract is being handled by the company of Innovation. That inside does not follow any protocol. They have started work on it. Despite that it will be soft network because they're having a special interest there. I'm talking about following from the stations kids. How are you that are working? How are you try to take the service of the old people that have gone that have retired? You don't want them to die in hunger. That's for you to see the mentality of this particular regime that in their Yahoo mentality of negativity. They don't have anything to offer to the market. Talking about the 90 billion spent on the Hajj. What is they going to learn at the Hajj? If you know how to keep bomb and massacre people. And by the time him has been handled by EFC, he will say the answer how he spent their 10 billion naira. Thank you.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael. Me?
Yes, sir.
The commando of the West.
Engineer Adidax, how are you doing this morning?
I'm all right, my dear brother friend.
Yes, thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you. Michael, it's very disheartening to me. In fact, I am so bored of this morning when I read about this news. In fact, I support that if I've never supported Ajay and I support them on this one. They should even slam the table, then walk away. Why should the federal government propose 48,000 naira in a country where your locally made rice cannot be purchased with the minimum wage you are proposing? Your locally made rice, you cannot purchase it at that 48,000 you are proposing. Okay, how much is the salary and allowances of our national senators, our national assembly
lawmakers?
Yes, our federal representatives, even the DA to the state governors, how much are their salaries? And you are proposing that is each time I call on these platforms, I keep lamenting that these people does not have our interest at heart. They don't care about us. In fact, you say we are in one Nigeria. You are there sharing national cake. I said that it should be shared. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. There should be equity iniquity and justice, let it go round. Let the merry go round. I support Ajero and the and now you are borrowing from our pensioners to fund. Why don't you borrow from how much our lawmakers? Why don't you borrow from yourself? Tax yourself 100 million naira each. I still remain engineer Adas.
All right. Firing this morning. Hello, good morning to you. 0708 000 0918 or 0809 666 0943. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. You're live on radio. Good morning. We can hear you. Hello. Ah, goodness. If you can call back, we will appreciate. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Mary, my sister, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I am Comrade Kelechi Ofomba. I'm calling from Aba.
All right, comrade.
See, although, Mike, you will not understand this language, but Mary, my sister, will narrate it to you.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
All right. I know Okuko is foul.
In aspect of OKZ Bazo, being our past governor, sending us a voice note how he spent the 10 billion. Sir, I want to tell him that let them know that nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever in this life. Whatever you are doing, you will give account of whatever you are doing. But that is very shameful that all this while that this Alex Oki, our able governor, has been shouting this morning, he could not be able to go at the back and say, okay, let's settle this. Oh yeah, look at the money. Than him bringing his nyash open, let the world see what.
Okay, okay, go ahead. Just go ahead.
So, what I'm saying is that since they have handled the case file to EFCC, as you have said, let them go there and settle it up. But what I'm telling him is that he has disappointed Abians. Thank you, and do have a nice day.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning. Let's look at messages on the WhatsApp platform now. There is a voice note here.
Hello, good morning, Sir Chief Oni.
Comrade Azubike. Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm MM, the Apostle.
Good morning.
Good morning. God bless us all. My take today is on the speech of the PDP about the diversion of the 10 billion naira effort fund averted the road. How can he tie that type of money down in an airport that will not receive anywhere? Does he not know? Don't they know before they initially marked that 10 billion? Which means from the onset, from his speeches, shows that he knows what he was doing. They carefully planned it to embezzle that money. Why didn't he say, Mary, I don't agree with you. What type of air did he clear? He didn't clear any air. Rather, the statement is somehow is diversionary. It's very, very bad. That is not how to operate. No government has ever operated this way. They mark such money in this, then divert it on their own to another side. Treat the taxpayers' money anyhow you want. As far as I'm concerned, I don't accept PDP's reasons